EFF Leader Julius Malema is set to address several rallies in Tshwane to mark this Workers' Day. Part of our team in Hammanskraal is Samkele Maseko, who joins us now live ahead of those addresses. And Samkele, an important moment for the EFF, of course, not only because we're just 4 weeks away from a crucial election, but the party has always really kind of positioned itself as the champions of the working class.
Indeed, the party has always positioned itself as a champion of the working class. You'd remember that the EFF has a labor desk which is currently being chaired by Tshwane, who is the former Deputy Secretary General of the Economic Freedom Fighters, who looks into issues pertaining to workers within the country. At times, she works alongside the Deputy Secretary General of the Economic Freedom Fighters in addressing issues of workers. The president of the EFF, Julius Malema, will be addressing these members of the Economic Freedom Fighters gathered here at the Temba Stadium in Hammanskraal to speak of the various issues facing workers within the country as the party also gears up for the election campaign. You can see Hammanskraal Workers' Day community meeting. We've also got placards of the upcoming elections. Vote for the Economic Freedom Fighters. He will then from here move to Tshwane, which is another township here within Tshwane, where he will address the members of the community of Tshwane. Then from there he will move on to Mamelodi, where he will continue with this Workers' Day address of the Economic Freedom Fighters, particularly around a time where workers are faced with a number of atrocities within the workplace, the retrenchments that are taking place, the sluggish economy that is there, and also the EFF saying that they will increase those who get those grants from government, which will see a substantial growth if the EFF should come into government. Ayanda.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose, you know, a big part of the aim right now is also to consolidate whatever message the EFF has been trying to send out for the past couple of weeks. We've seen party leader Julius Malema on a media drive from a very early stage of campaigning. This is an opportunity to hammer in on some of those messages.
Indeed, the leader of the EFF, Julius Malema, will use this particular event of Workers' Day to drum across the EFF messaging for this particular election around their manifesto, which speaks about jobs now and load shedding and land as well, which are some of the 7 cardinal pillars of the EFF around land expropriation without compensation, the nationalization of the strategic sectors of the economy, the nationalization of the banks, and also land expropriation without compensation, which also speaks about the state being the driver of the South African economy in the number of job creation opportunities that will be led by the state, and how the state must be the custodian of the land across the country and people must lease the land from the state as well, which are some of the issues the Economic Freedom Fighters is driving across in this particular election, and also the reduction and eradication of load shedding within the country, and also to stop the privatization of state-owned enterprises. You've seen them being at the forefront, particularly against the sale of the South African Airways SAA to the Takatso Consortium. You saw them being vociferous on this particular issue, led by Ompilo Moato, who is the member of the EFF, the Treasurer General of the EFF, who's also in the Department of Public Enterprises Portfolio Committee within Parliament. So these are some of the issues that the leader of the EFF will be drumming across to this particular constituency here in Hammanskraal, and also going to service delivery issues here within the capital city, speaking about the coalition led by the Democratic Alliance, which encompasses parties like Action SA and smaller parties within the metro, including Freedom Front Plus. He'd look at service delivery issues within the township, refuse that is not collected, and how the township is not particularly being cleaned in this particular era or epoch of the Democratic Alliance within the administration of Tshwane. He will speak about the basic issues facing the people of these townships. Hammanskraal has a water issue as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Who could ever forget that devastating cholera outbreak that claimed scores of lives in that very community? I imagine that might feature quite prominently too. Samkele Maseko, for now, thanks very much indeed. Speaking to us there from Hammanskraal in the lead up to the EFF's Workers' Day rally in that particular community.